Yes, guys, what's going on? Welcome to AdamMcKola TV. We are back for another Straight Up MUFC. It is me and Straight Up D back in the house to talk Manchester United. And we're coming in at a time where it's a weird time. There's so much to be positive about, but there's so much to just want to run away and hide about as well. We're here with Dean. Dean, what is going on, bro?
Not much, man. Chilling, innit? Enjoying, well, not at the moment, but been enjoying this decent weather, innit? It's coming like Spain over here, innit? No, it's a mad thing.
It's proper art. It's proper art. Our houses ain't made for it though, because they keep the heat in, don't they?
Yeah, now well, in my yard now, the insulation's a mad thing. On a night,
Yeah.
Man, I've got like, I got a fan on the, like a floor fan on the landing, the one in the room. It's like bouncing air all around the house. Now you get me, Oh, it's hot.
I bought an air purifier the other day, which is kind of helping with the allergies and shit, which is good. But not so much with the coolness. Need to get a fan or aircon, man. But
I got the hook up if you need them still.
Yeah, man, I know. We'll talk about that later. Let's talk about
before anyone suggested off the back of a lorry and that. They're off the back of a lorry, but they've come from a legitimate wholesaler and that, so don't worry, man.
There's nothing wrong with things off the back of a lorry. We've all had to use those facilities at some point. We're here to talk about United, and obviously United, we're in a good place at the moment. It was a good game against Sheffield United, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, to me, this is what I've been asking for since we knew how the season would restart. And it's just for man to attack other teams and kind of just stick it on them. And I think we just stuck it on Sheffield United. They didn't want it. I think it's Chris Wilder came out and well, I know he's came out since and suggested it was his toughest game. But again, I think obviously it's one. I mean, it's a different scenario because there's no fans and stuff. But obviously with Pogba coming back, with Bruno there, we look like a complete different kettle of fish, to be honest. From what we started the season with, with Pogba continuously being out, etc. Like with having Pereira and whoever start in the midfield, and you're just looking around like, you know what I'm saying? I've got no air left because man, I pulled all my hair out. Just watching this. It was good to watch. Like I say, it was attacking.
Because those subs that came on in the game, it was McTominay, James, Pereira, Igalo, and Mata. Now, bar Igalo, those players were the ones that were more often than not starting for United throughout the season, and now they're coming there off the bench. And you got Fred on the bench, showing our strength in depth. Lingard hasn't even been used in the first two games. And there's real competition for place at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I did hear someone say that the other day in terms of the players who come off of the bench would have started, and that would have been the case. But now, like I say, some of them, arguably for me, I mean, Pereira, he's got all the technical ability in the world from what I can see, but he just doesn't happen for him. And it's like, again, like, he's a decent player, but we do need improvements. Like I said, we're looking better in it. Like I say, like Matt has got qualities, but again, like he's probably not the fastest. And again, I can just imagine now, had we started with those players, obviously we would have just started a lot slower than we did the other day. So it's good to see, innit? Like obviously we need to be stepping in the right direction, innit?
Most definitely. Ritten asks, how confident are you going into the next game? I know we kind of answered that already, but how confident are you? We've obviously Norwich and we've got Brighton after that in the league. Some would say those are fixtures we should be winning, but they're kind of fixtures that have provided difficulty for in the past, although we beat Norwich there this season. Do you get the sense that United are just, slowly clicking into gear and things are falling into place under Ollie, and every single game we're going in with kind of like that confidence we're going to win, right?
I think the personnel in the team does that, innit? Like again, like it's like previously. I mean, I've been a big supporter of Pogba's, and obviously he's one of these players who can unlock defenses. And it's like now we've got two of these. We got like two players who can unlock defenses and play these intricate balls in Bruno. And it's like I think the players themselves in the team, they're looking around and I think, bro, we don't now just have to give it to Pogba to solve the problem. Like we can now give it to Bruno. We can, you know what I'm saying? We can give it to Rashford, we can give it to Marshall as well, give it to Greenwood. Like we've got a lot of players now who can potentially open defenses, and again, before we just didn't have these options. So I'm confident. I think the players are confident. Again, I think I think players know it. They're not stupid, innit?
Mm.
Like they know
Sean
who's decent
said,
players. And they've got them.
Sean says, will there be a 6-3 win tomorrow?
Hopefully we don't. Hopefully we don't concede 3 in it. But we need to give man a cricket score. You get me? That's what we need to do in it. Like we do need to batter someone. Like we should have battered Sheffield United. Tell you the truth, if Rashford scores twice, them 2 chances that he had, then obviously it would have been like we obviously it's going slightly off topic, but it's like where I'm from, like I'm like Pro Evo FIFA or whatever. If you beat man by 6 goals, you make the tee. So it's like we need to tee somebody. You get me? We need to absolutely slap the life out of someone. Trust me.
Most definitely, and you feel like one of those games is going to come. It should have been against Sheffield United, to be fair, if Marcus Rashford took his chances. Sean also touched on like how we feel after the terrible events. Obviously, Chelsea beating Manchester City, confirming Liverpool as the champions. And Sean says, will that fire us on to challenge next season? Jason questions where Gary Neville's gone. Do you remember at the start of the season when he had that debate with me and he said, we'll win the league before Liverpool?
Yes.
I think he's kind of disappeared now. I don't mind him disappearing. We should all probably disappear. But do you think that can push us on to winning the league again? And is that something that will fire United up?
I think you can fire the players who are there, but my only thing is like with the ownership, for example, because the owners are so detached from the club. Like, do they really see the significance of Liverpool winning the league and then think, you know what, we need to go and sort this. We need to go and, you know, Jadon. Like, if Jadon Sancho is the answer, we need to go get him. I don't really see the appetite from the Glazers being like that. I think obviously from Ole, I think inevitably you would. I mean, bro, yesterday, like I didn't even watch the game. This is the thing. Like I didn't even want to watch the game, and I was out, and then my pal was ringing me about 10 o'clock. And he's a Liverpool fan, and I already knew, you get me. But it wasn't full time with me. I flicked the radio on, like I was in my car and then. I just knew, but it's like the more it's kind of sinking in, the more I'm getting kind of vexed. Like obviously, fair play, you won the league and that, but now I'm seeing man rock up to Old Trafford trying to stunt there when no one's there. Like, so I'm getting vexed. And I'm just a fan in it. So I would assume the players there, it would also ignite kind of fire under them. But again, look, we need more quality in it. As much as man could be the most motivated of people, but you do need obviously a good squad. You need a good team. You need good tactics, etc. So, and again, like I say, I just think that the Glazers, the ownership of the club, Ed Woodward, whatever, whoever's pulling the strings, they would also need to be probably as involved as say I am or you are for Liverpool winning the league to then kick us on. Because like I say, City have been winning the league, and it ain't exactly kicked us on. Like I say that. When we finished second, you know what I'm saying? We bought like Grant and who, like, you know what I'm saying, Fred, and they was thinking, yeah, this is gonna close the gap, bro. You know what I'm saying? No, it's not gonna close the gap. Like even now, like as much as we're doing well and we look like a force, like the points difference between the two teams is massive. So you'd need like there's gonna have to be a massive swing in momentum for us to be able to catch them at the rate they're going in a minute. But, I don't know.
Hopefully, says title odds for next season. Now I checked on Sky Bet, there was 16-1. No, that's not an advert for them. It's obviously a question from Ikanade, and I had to go and check. So 16-1, some are giving us. I'm guessing you can get a little bit more than that elsewhere too. Would you take the odds of 16-1 on United to win the title next season?
For a 10, yeah, I'd take that. Like, I wouldn't put a bag on it. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't put some big dough on it because I just. Like I say that from us to City, there is still like as much as obviously we've done well against City individually, but in terms of the tally of points after X amount of games, we're still probably we're way off City also. So I mean, I wouldn't take. Again, I am confident in a sense, but again, I just don't think you can go from our record currently to where Liverpool are sitting at the moment, where they've lost one game in 32 games or something stupid. Like it's like for us to go from where we're at, where as good as we look on some days, we look again with injuries. Like I said, when Pogba's been out, we've just looked depth of ideas at times, or we've been relying, say, on Rashford, Martial. We need more people to probably to carry the burden, if you like, or carry this strain. Obviously, like I said, hopefully Sancho comes in. Hopefully,
right? Yeah, that's one of the other questions. Darcy says, So what are the signings that would be needed to make United a legitimate title threat again? So what would the signings have to be for you to want to put a grand on United winning the title?
I think we'd need another centre back. Yeah, arguably not, because again, Liverpool. I mean, Liverpool's partner to Van Dijk ain't the greatest, but I'd suggest if for me to put a big dough on it, you would need another centre back. We need a right winger and another forward player, in my opinion, another striker. Yeah. Because again, I think our starting 11 does match up with any of the teams in the league, but it's what happens, and we seem to be quite unlucky with injuries. So we need. I suppose you do need some luck also. Like you do need luck to win the league, but like I said, a striker, a centre back, and obviously a right winger. I reckon if we got that and those top quality, like no flipping, we didn't go and sign flipping Tyrone Mings or something like that. Like I reckon, like I said, I reckon we could challenge, but I don't know, man. What you say? What are you saying? And what are you saying about that?
I think the same. A right winger is a must. Jadon Sancho is the one that springs to mind, but we need some sort of quality in that area. If you get, at the moment we've got 50 odd goals between Greenwood, Martial, and Rashford. If you can push that next season to 75, between them, I think 25 to 30 for Rashford and Martial has to be the target. And then if Mason can get another 15 next season, like he has this season almost, then I think adding someone like a Sancho to that, who will contribute in goals and assists as well, is a must. And then you've got to figure out what's going on with that defence. I think, fullback, right back sorted. Delo's, I think, good enough backup. You got Ethan Laird that can provide some sort of backup as well. On the left-hand side, there's still question marks there, but I'd be happy to go with Shaw and Brandon Williams if you brought in, a little bit of strength in depth at centre-half. Let's say Jones and Rojo and Smalling go. I'd like to see someone come in there. And potentially someone in the midfield like a Grealish or, someone that can play in the attacking positions and the midfield area. I don't see why that couldn't happen in terms of squad depth because, look at City. Bernardo Silva, you'd think his first choice. He doesn't start every game, you know what I mean? We still get 30, 40 games and Riyad Mahrez and all these players. And I think it's good to have that depth. So getting someone like that would help as well. And it would almost kind of leave, I think you could get by with McTominay and Matic and Fred. And then next summer, focus really on settling that defensive midfield spot. If McTominay and Fred haven't kind of just pushed their way through and said, well, this is my spot, no one's taking me out. So that's how I'd approach it, at least 3 to 4 signings, but top quality signings. So I don't think we're that far off, but, we're not very close either. We've still got some work to do.
I think what we need is, and we ain't had this for a while, I'm trying to think, well, probably Van Persie's season, but I think we need someone who's going to be like, who just like looks like the best player in the league every week. Like, for me, obviously Pogba is that, but if you literally, like, obviously this season he's been injured a lot, but it's like, we need someone who's literally the best player in the league playing for us consistently, like putting up the numbers, putting in performances. We need someone to literally take the scruff by take it by the scruff of the neck and literally just go and do it. Like, like whether it be Rashford, Martial.
A few of them now, innit? Because it feels like we've got enough. Before we didn't have enough match winners. If it wasn't Lukaku, it wasn't, Zlatan. It wasn't really happening for us. And now it looks like we've got a little bit more match winners in a team. If Bruno's not performing, hopefully Pogba will be. If Rashford's not, Martial will be. And if you add like a Sancho to that and you got Greenwood's a little bit better, you got match winners all over the park. So it's just about keeping them out the other end because you'd be quietly confident of scoring goals against anyone with that kind of front four. Pratik says, how confident are you getting into the top 3 or 4 this season with the fixtures we have? Obviously, Chelsea won, which obviously was a disappointment for us in terms of Liverpool winning the league, which is always going to happen anyway. But obviously, they more disappointed because of top 4 race. They're now 5 points clear of us.
Yeah, well, I said the other day, but I said it when we reconvened the season that I think it would be difficult for us to get. And then obviously last week, I think I looked at their Chelsea fixtures. I'm thinking, yeah, their fixtures are quite tough, to be honest. And then that's why it's like I didn't really watch the game yesterday. 'Cause I thought they'd just get slapped by City, to be honest. And then especially with the title kind of being on the line, or like, you know, for them to be confirmed, like, so them beating City just blew my head, to be honest. Like, so I think now, like, again, they've got kind of momentum, and again, like, if you're a Chelsea player, you'd be saying, bro, we beat City, and they're the second best team in the league, so we should be whoever else they got left.
And you look at the games at the end of the season, which is worrying for me. You've got Wolves, who could be comfortably in like a Europa spot or something. They might still be fighting for Champions League, so you'd like to hope, you know, not Champions League, like you'd hope they're fighting for something, but they might not be on the last day of the season. The game before that, they got Liverpool. Liverpool done now. Like, you know, what they're going to play, like they might be playing youth and that at that point. So that's fucked. Then before that, they got Norwich. Norwich might be already down by then. That's fucked. So before that, they got Sheffield United. Now, if Sheffield United have just bombed out of the European spots like they look like doing, their heads might be gone. That could be fucked. And Palace before that, who looks safe, like it looks fucked. Like their games now look easy since they've beat City. Do you know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. Like, again, like I don't know. I think
and Watford and West Ham before those games.
Yeah, and they're both struggling as well.
You reckon Leicester's we might catch?
Oh, I don't know. I hope I'm not really seen their fixtures, to tell you the truth. Again, I think they could drop off it, but
they've got Leicester. Sorry, they are Leicester. They've got Everton away, Palace at home, Arsenal away, Bournemouth away, Sheffield United at home, Spurs away, United away. So United at home. So they're probably the ones that you're gonna catch.
Yeah,
Everton's a tricky game.
To be honest, the whole home and away now don't make no difference, though, innit? Like, so
yeah, so Everton, Arsenal, Sheffield United, Spurs, and United. 5 of their 8 games.
They're not bankers on that, innit? So we could catch them still. I think it's gonna be difficult to catch Chelsea though. The way, like I say, at the moment, you know what I'm saying. But I think that the main thing for us, to be honest, is it sounds proper cliche, but we need to win our games, and we need to just win our games and then see what happens in it. Like, because we've only, you know what I'm saying, I don't even like it. It's mad, yeah, because obviously Liverpool have now won the title, but it's like I hate the mentality of like having to focus on other people's results. You get me? Like, obviously, I've grown up as a United fan where man only worry about themselves in it. So I think we need to take as close to maximum points as possible, to tell you the truth. And then I think if we take near to maximum points, I think we're being with a shout. But if we don't take near to maximum points, then I think you can just forget it, to be honest. But it's like I was saying the other day. I think top four. I think top 4 is massive for a lot of things we're looking to do moving forward. You know what I'm saying? And if we don't get top 4,
Ryan says, should we focus on top 4, the cup competition?
The only cup competition I'd focus on is Europa, to tell you the truth. And I think, and again, I don't even know, because
so it's like that's almost like your lifeline, isn't it? Because at the end of the domestic campaign now, they don't run in sync with everything.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And I think again, like, from what I know, I ain't looked deep into it, but it's like if it's literally like, you know, going to be held over X amount of weeks, and literally like, you know, you beat this team, you go to play this team, and if you beat them, you play them, etc., etc. I think we'd be in a decent position to go with our squad, and I think we'd be in a decent position to go win it. However, I wouldn't want to bank on that, to be honest. But it's a decent route. The FA Cup, obviously, you do want to win trophies, but obviously, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, if we were to win an FA Cup and not get Champions League, although it's like, well, I'd say it'd be a good day out. Obviously, there ain't no one going anywhere at the minute, so it's not going to be for the fans. But I think you moving forward, you need to be in the Champions League, innit? Like, yeah, it have to be. Like, and again to attract the
City fuck up in court as well, and we get that. You know, it opens up to 5th place and.
But even that, bro, I can't be waiting on court cases and that, you know, like, bro,
it's another lifeline, isn't it?
I can't do it, man. But,
Rebecca says, do you think we could go all the way in the FA Cup or the Europa League? Like, how do you feel about our chances in the cup competitions? I feel quite confident in both of them, because look, if we got to get past Norwich first, so this could age horribly in the matter of 24 hours. We got to get through Norwich, provided we do that in the last 4. And the way we've been playing against teams, any team, City, Tottenham, whoever it is, we look quite good. So I'd be confident going into any game against any team. So I feel like the cup competitions, especially the FA Cup, could be a possibility for us. What about yourself?
I'm confident because again, without the obviously the one-off game, I think we can beat anyone in it. Like again, obviously the champions now elect or whatever, we should have beat them in it. Like we should, obviously, especially at Old Trafford, we should have beat them. So I think on our day, I think we can beat anyone. To tell you the truth, so I'm confident in that, and especially there's no fans, and like as kind of as paired as it is, like for the FA Cup, the magic or whatever around the cup comes from the fans, and there ain't no fans, so I think. Well, I'm confident. Like I say, looking at our team, I think on any given day, I think we could beat anyone. So I'm confident. Like I say, with the format of the way that the Europa will work, again, I think that's probably in our favor. I think it's like it'd be literally like playing it on the computer. You know, like when you're like, oh, I'm just gonna click Europa League and just play it straight, like no league interaction, no nothing. It's just like. So I'm confident in it. Like again, he's like I was saying at the start of the year, like. Since we've come back, we look like a complete different kettle of fish, man. So I'm confident. I don't think anyone would want to play us on it. Like I don't know anyone who'd be thinking, yeah, United. We're not the same United we was like say last season or earlier in the season where I think like teams would come and think, yeah, we can bully these kind of thing. We got a couple class midfielders now, like obviously got some strikers who are banging. Maguire looks better, like. So yeah, man, I think he's positive, and so I'm confident. To tell you the truth.
Steve asks about Jesse Lingard. Now, obviously, not been involved this season. The restart to the season, 2 games just, but the last game he missed out because of illness. So he had to self-isolate. He didn't have coronavirus, but precautionary. Now, he's expected to start against Norwich. Now, Steve says, do you think Lingard could ever come back into squad rotation? I gave my opinion on this in depth earlier on United Daily. So just I want to hear what you're thinking, because I know you think he's all right as a player, but at the same time, you're quite realistic about things. So Steve did go and say, I think people forget how reliable he was in big games before his drop in form.
Yeah, it's a mad one. Like you say, he's not been involved. So again, there ain't no that's a big indication there as to if you're not even getting in the squads, bro. Obviously, if you're ill or whatever, then fair play on that. But I think it's like tomorrow if he does play, I think he need to perform in it. Like I think it's kind of getting to that situation now where I think if you don't start to kind of repay the faith that he's putting in there, I think you could end up leaving, bro. As paired as that is on that, but you could end up leaving. I think to me, I would like to keep him because I think when he's confident, like he's a proper good option. Like I say, like he's one of our for time. We obviously when men are going Old Trafford, like he's the only man who was moving. Like without the ball, like he's the only man, and like. Now, like before, it was seen as like he kind of had to play, even regardless if he wasn't getting the final, if he wasn't getting probably the goals or the assists that the statisticians love, and like performance-wise, he was a must. But now I think that because he's
one season he was our second top goal scorer, wasn't he, as well? He got like 13, 14 in the season. I think it was when Zlatan was our top goal scorer.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like obviously what Ferg says, form's temporary, class is permanent. So you'd hope that he would rediscover his form, but I think it is. I think it's an important time for him to perform because, like I say, I think if he doesn't play well tomorrow, for example, why on earth are you going to get in the squad for a Premier League game? And like I say, like bro, there's 5 subs. Man can use 5 subs. When there's 3 subs. If you're on the bench, you're thinking, bro, I've got like a 1 in 2 chance of getting on the pitch here now. Like, bro, if you're not on the bench, bro, like now, like if you're on the bench, you're more likely playing. And it's like if you're not even getting picked, bro, I think, like I say, it's it could be a sign of things to come. Obviously, he signed the deal with Raiola. He's under Raiola now, isn't it?
I think we never ever heard like official confirmation, but there was never a denial. So I assume so.
Well, again, whether that be to sort your own contract, whether so again, you would probably add more flames, the more smoke flames to the things that happen where people are suggesting you're looking for a move by dealing with Raiola. So I don't know. I hope he don't leave because I think obviously he's a United fan and obviously he's kind of obviously, as much as people get vexed, I mean, he kind of does embody, like he's lived my dream, bro. He lived my dream, and like, you know what I'm saying. So obviously, you'd want to keep them and about.
Under Jose, he was a very good squad player, and I think in a functional squad that's working and is successful, I think he would have his place. I hate to use this as an example, but you look at Liverpool and you look at some of the players that are there, that are functioning in the squad. You'd think, Jesse's on or around that level. There's no reason why he can't be a big part of a winning team, but he would only ever be a squad player, and that's kind of what, is he going to accept that? I think he would, but it's then like if we improve the team yet again and we get Jadon Sancho, he's not starting. So then he's going to be on the bench. If he's picking the likes of Daniel James and those guys ahead of him, then it's probably looking more likely that he's going to leave. So it's an interesting window ahead.
Yeah, I just think it's a bit of a shame, man. Like for the, to be honest as well, like it's mad how I think like obviously the tables have turned, but in terms of, I would have thought that he'd have out. When Marcus Rashford came into the squad. If you said to me who's going to last longer in this team, like who will last longer at United out of these two, I'd have put my house on Lingard. Like no disrespect to Rashford, but now the tables have turned completely. Where, like I say, like Rashford's seen as like, like you know what I'm saying, he's this player we can't do without. Whereas with Lingard now, he's where can we get him to leave to? You know what I'm saying? Like the way some people talk about him, you know what I'm saying. So it's a bit jarring, to tell you the truth. But I hope he does rediscover his form, to tell you the truth. And then
if he does, we got a very good squad.
Yeah, bro. You just said it then about Liverpool, bro. They got man like Lallana and that winning the league and that. You get me? Like your man, he's better than Lallana, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like there's a couple man in there, man. But again, obviously, it's the sum of the parts, I suppose. That's what Liverpool have done. But hopefully he sorts it, and hopefully he can just rediscover his form, bro. Without the fans, you've no excuse, and not an excuse. You can't blame them for for their little reactions to you when you get the ball or anything, bro. There's no fans, bro. So you know what I'm saying? Like there's no added pressure. It's the same. It's effectively the same as training, isn't it? It's behind closed doors, bro. So there's no, like I say, if he doesn't shine, I don't think in this time. I think it's all over, man. Tell you the truth. Because like I said, if you can't do that to fans, bro, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what are you going to do when there's 75,000 people back on your case next season? Talking about you ain't scored a goal in there and whatever rubbish they want to, whatever stats help their argument, you get me? That's always going to happen.
That's true. It's true. It's mad as well because he scored a goal in a couple finals, which isn't bad. Dean, let's get some predictions on the games. We've got Norwich coming up. What's your prediction for that one in the cup? You think we're going to rest a lot of players?
When's our next game? Bro, I don't even know the schedule no more.
Norwich tomorrow, Friday. Sorry, Saturday the 27th. Yeah. And then Tuesday the 30th, we have Brighton.
Yeah, I think we probably would. Yeah, we're going to rest players, to be honest. But we still should be battering these, to be honest, as well. I think obviously they will probably be resting players as well, innit? So man need to just go and batter them, tell you the truth, bro. So I'm saying minimum 5, bro. If it's not 5, bro. If we don't score 5 goals, yeah. If we don't score 5, at least 5 goals as well, you get me? Yeah, man.
How many goals we scored against Brighton?
That's a way in it, like that. That's a decent bit of traveling, and we could put 3 or 4 past them, tell you the truth, and after that long ass journey, and well, we need to start battering some of these teams, bro. Serious thought, man. Bro, we should have been 4-0 up at half time against Sheffield United, and it's not even a joke, innit? Like
we just need to make a statement that we're on it.
Trust. Need to start padding some of these man stats and that. You know what I'm saying? Like get Martial and Rashford into the top goal scorer charts and that. You know the top 3s are there and it. Like serious, man. Get Pogba on the score sheet. Get Bruno on the score sheet. Get Slabhead couple corners and that. Let him slap one in at the back post. Trust me.
So in 4 days, we're scoring about 11 goals, which is going to be fun. Dean, you watch your Twitter again? Straight up, D. Make sure you're jumping on that. I can't find the thing right now on here. But yeah, Follow Dean at Straight Up D. Subscribe to the YouTube channel below, which is Straight Up as well. His Twitter's now on the screen. Make sure you're keeping it locked to AdamMcKola TV. Plenty more coming up for you over the weekend. So much more coming up for you. So that should be fun. And for now, we've been AdamMcKola. This has been Dean. This has been Straight Up MUFC. Any final words, Dean?
Stay off the internet, man. There's a lot of stuff on. Bro, watch this and then just lock off the internet. You get me? Like, brother, I ain't clicking on. Well, you follow me on Twitter, but I probably won't tweet for a couple of weeks. You get me? Because man's getting some grief on there. Pure Liverpool something I'm seeing on there.
Yeah, let's stay off socials.
Bro,
Yeah,